What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I'm black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So I've noticed a lot of content creators have been making videos and commentaries about what's going on with Keke Palmer and her baby daddy, and the whole issue of her going out half naked, dancing with Usher while the father was at home with the baby. And I've noticed some of the arguments I've seen. A lot of it is a lot of gender war trash. Okay, it's a lot of you know, should he should she listen to her man, and should her man be upset or whatever because they're really not married. So does that matter? None of that really matters. Okay, and here's something that I brought up, and I noticed a lot of females got upset with me when I brought this up. And I say females very specifically, not women. Okay, real black women did not get upset with me when I made this comment. Only a lot of these knuckleheaded females. And I made the comment that, truth be told, it does not matter whether Keke Palmer is married or not. She really needs to have her behind at home with her child. That baby is not even a year old yet. Okay? Not even, I think the baby might have just turned 6 months if I'm not mistaken. Okay? That's a baby. A little baby. And already you found an excuse to get out there and be shaking your bottom. Okay? Or out at a concert. All right? I don't think, well, it's not that I don't think, I know that a lot of these young females don't realize what it means to have a child and raise a family. Okay? The reason that a lot of them want to have a child and the reason they get pregnant in the first place is so that they can get attention for themselves. It has nothing to do with wanting to have a child and raise that child with the man in their life. That's not what it really has to do with. It's all about getting attention. Okay? They saw their girlfriends or someone they know maybe in their family have a baby, and that person got all the attention. That person got baby showers. That person got all these gifts, and they were able to post all the pictures on social media. So they saw that, and then they wanted to do that too. Okay? They're not thinking about what it truly means to have a child, to have a family, what it means to be a mother, and what it truly means to raise the next generation. Okay, they're not even thinking about that. They're not thinking on those lines. And before we get too deep into this video, if you're one of these knuckleheaded females who's going to come here and say, well, what do you got to say about the men? Go watch the last video. I had a lot to say about men and what men should do, what real men should do. For one thing, in my opinion, that Rudy Poot that Keke got with to have this child, he should not have gotten her pregnant. Okay? They should not be having children if he's not ready to have a family. Okay? I feel the same issues that I have with the women is the same issues I have with the men. All right? You don't just go out here just making babies and now they're both complaining. Now they're both cutting each other off on social media, which is extremely childish. They're not even acting like adults. They're still acting like a bunch of spoiled, dumb, goofy teenagers. You see? Just the fact that they did that, communicating on social media, is ridiculous. And I told you in the last video, like a lot of people were saying, like, well, if she embarrassed him in public, he needs to check her in public. On social media, that's the biggest waste of time. It's stupid. That's not how a real relationship works. Okay? And no matter what my woman does in public, I'm going to check her when she gets home, when she's close to me. Okay? There's no point in me saying it on social media. I don't even want to waste time doing it on the phone. I want to look her in her eyes, and I want to be right there so she can see that I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. Okay? And if she wants to go apologize on social media after that and make a public apology, she can do that. But there's no point in me going on a rant on Twitter or whatever account that I have to try to check my woman. By then it's too late. She's out of your reach. You need to be right then and there. As soon as she came through the door, I've been standing up, waiting there, waiting for her to talk to her about what's going on, because that's the way the women do it. They don't just check their men on social media. Okay? They're right at his door, or they go over his house or whatever. So that's what it needs to be. But see, when you don't have a true family structure, this is where things can go wild at. Okay? They never even tried to build any type of real family structure. Kiki just wanted to have a baby so she can get attention for having a baby. That's why she revealed her pregnant belly on Saturday Night Live. It was all about getting attention for being pregnant. She wasn't trying to be a mother. She was just trying to get attention for being pregnant and having a baby. You see? That's why, and you can tell this when a female decides that they're going to have a child for attention and treat the baby like it's an accessory or a purse, the first thing they want to do after they have the baby, once they realize, oh, this is hard, it's not easy raising a child. This child cries. This child has its own personality. I can't just make it do what I want it to do. Then the first thing they want to do is, well, here, let me see if I can pawn this baby off to somebody else so I can go out and get a break. Or so I can go out and have a good time, quote unquote. Because I got that nonsense too. Oh, because now that she's a mother, she doesn't get to go out and have fun anymore. First of all, she's not a mother. She's just had a baby. All right? There's a big difference. A mother is someone who wants to stay there and nurture their child. All right? That's something we need to get back to making a big distinction. Just giving birth does not make you a mother. Just like you impregnating a woman does not make you a father. Understand? Okay? There's more to it than you just the physical process. Okay? Because animals have children. Bugs and whatever procreate, right? What truly makes a father or a mother is when you are raising the next generation. When you are raising your child. That's what makes you a father or a mother. Just having kids does not make you a parent, a true parent. Understand? And if you are serious about having this child, then you need to make the transition. A lot of the goofy nonsense that you were involved with, a lot of the dumb stuff that you want to do to quote unquote have fun, you need to start putting some of that stuff on hold. And I know it's not easy, okay? I have a child of my own, but I had to realize that, okay, I can't do everything that I was doing before I had my baby. I can't just run off and go to every film festival. I can't just go off and go to every comic book show, okay? There's a time and a place for that. Yeah, I got more back into it when my daughter got older and once she got into school and everything, and we were sure she was on the right path. But before that, when she was a baby, I couldn't just run off and do stuff like that. Unless it was about really getting money, we had to kind of hold back on some of those things. And, when there was a certain case where it was a money-making opportunity, my wife and my daughter came with me. You see? It wasn't just me going off by myself. So that's what we have to think about, things like that. It's not about you anymore once you have that child. You need to consider your family when you start doing things. And that's the problem. A lot of these folks are not thinking about family. They're thinking about themselves. It's all about what I want to do. I need a break. So sorry, so sad. I'm so sorry you found out what it means to be a parent. I'm sorry that you found out that babies cry and babies go to the bathroom on themselves. And you actually have to sit there and take care of this child. You have to raise your child. You have to teach that child how to talk, how to walk, how to crawl. You see? I'm sorry you got to feed this child and decide what food you're going to feed and what nutritions you're going to give this child. I'm sorry you have to breastfeed. You found out what it means to be a parent. Now you got to deal with it. You made the choice to find the first Rudy Poo light-skinned boy you could find to have a baby with. But now it's time for you to be a parent. Okay? You stop playing games once this child gets here, because once again, it's not about you anymore. It's about that child. It's not about you going out and showing your butt cheeks to Usher. Okay, you need to grow up. You want to be a mom and you want to be an adult. It's time for you to grow up and start acting like it. That's the problem with a lot of you females out here, is you just want that baby for attention. You're not thinking about having a child and raising a family. And I know there's a lot of young girls out there who get into these situations. I'm not necessarily talking about you. I'm talking about these grown adults who make quick and dumb decisions about having children. I can kind of understand it when it comes from a teenager, because most teenagers don't know any better. A lot of teenage girls I know that got pregnant barely even knew what they were doing when it came to having sex. Okay? They made a lot of really dumb choices. But when you become an adult and you know what the deal is, you need to know better. All right? Keke Palmer should know better. All you other adult black females out there, you should know better. For one thing, I said in the last video, you've seen it doesn't work for your mama. It didn't work for your mama being just a single mom. It didn't work for your cousin, your older sister, your friends. You see the struggles they go through, so you want to sit and do the same dumb thing? Once again, you're thinking about the attention they got for that. You're thinking about the baby showers they got and all the gifts they got, and be able to post the pictures on social media. That's what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about the real nitty-gritty of raising children. Okay, I know you're not, because once again, if you were thinking about that, running out to go to an Usher concert would not be one of the things that you're thinking about doing when a child's not even a year old yet. And I think back to those times with my daughter, that first year with my daughter, I wasn't thinking about going out and trying to get away from her. I wanted to spend as much time with her as possible. You see, the hardest part was at the beginning, obviously not getting enough sleep. You know, because babies get up whenever they want. They make sleep for an hour or two, then they get right back up and back at it again. And it was hard for a while trying to figure out, you know, what my daughter's sleep schedule was, and having to figure out, you know, maybe when she takes a nap during the day, I need to go take a little nap too. Okay, get some of that energy back, right? So you figure these things out as you go. You figure these things out as being a parent. You figure out what time you can go to bed, or maybe, you know, you can trade off with your spouse. That's the great thing about having a family and having a spouse. You can trade times. It's not just about you trying to figure out how to do everything by yourself. I don't know how some of you young ladies do that. Okay? You make these decisions to have these babies by yourself, and then you're struggling with the child, obviously so, because it's hard for you to take care of a child by yourself. Okay? And all that nonsense about I don't need no man. Bullshit. That's bullshit. Okay? Not having a man and not needing one are two different things. Okay? And you think that you can do it by yourself, and then you realize how hard it is, and some of you wind up going crazy. And you got all these stories of young women taking their own lives or taking their children's lives because they could not handle that pressure. Okay? You can't do it by yourself. That's why you need a family. That's why it's better to have these children within a stable situation. Okay? These are things you need to think about before you just start giving your body to every Rudy Poot out there who you know these guys aren't going to take care of their children. Apparently this buffoon here with Keke Palmer, he has some other child, or he had the child aborted or something like that, right? And here's the dumb part. Some of you ladies don't even realize how dumb you make yourselves look. Because now I see all these young females out here supporting Keke Palmer by tearing down her baby daddy, saying he ain't this, he ain't that, he's a bum, he's living off her. Well, all the negative stuff that you can say about him, that reflects badly on Keke. I don't think you women realize that, or you females. Women realize this. Females don't. When you let a man impregnate you, at that point, there's really not a lot you can say. Okay? Just like I said to the men, if you knew your girl was a girl that liked to have her ass out all the time, or like to dance like she's dancing at a dance hall all the time, you really can't say much if you're going to put a baby in them. Likewise to you ladies. You can't say, if the guy's a bum and a loser, you can't say anything either. You let him impregnate you. You let this man inside your body with no protection, and you had his child. Now you got to deal with it. Okay? Stop with all this nonsense about trying to down the man that you had a child with after the fact. You laid down with him. You had his baby. Okay? No one told you to do that. No one forced you to do that. Okay? You liked him because, like I said, he was a Rudy Poot. He had light skin. He had curly hair. All the other dumb reasons that Kiki had this man's baby because she felt like having one. And that's it. That's what happened. Okay? You had his child. You can't down him now. You can't talk about how he's bad now or how he's dusty now. He wasn't dusty when you got into bed with him. So don't be talking mess about him now that he's trying to keep you in check or he's mixed up and thinks that you're actually his woman because he had a child with you. These are things that you did not discuss ahead of time, but now you're arguing back and forth on social media of all places about it and letting other people influence you as to what your course of actions are going to be, even though these people don't live in your house. You see? That's why it's dumb to do this stuff in public, because now you got a bunch of morons who have their own shitty lives talking in your ear, and they don't even live in your house. What does it look like for you to let someone else on a comment section decide what goes on in your house? How dumb do you look then? You see? You're trying to save face for all these idiots who don't know you, who don't know your living situation, but you're going to let them influence you just to, I guess, look good for them or be the standard bearer for their bullshit. Right? Because they're in the same dumb situation, but they don't have the same money as you do, but you want to look good for them. Just stupid. And like I said, a lot of childishness out here, a lot of immaturity I see with both the men and with the males and the females. I keep messing up here, okay? Real men understand what I was talking about. Real women understood what I was talking about. All right? And once again, when you have that baby, it's not just about having a baby. It's about raising a family. When you have that child, that's what it's about. It's not just about you spitting out a baby and then tossing it off on your mama or your auntie or your older sister or whoever, and then you're going to go out there and still play the field. It's mommy time, not fangirl time, not twerk it time, not vacation time, not turn up time, not girls trip time. Stay your ass at home and raise your children so the next generation doesn't go through the same dumb bullshit that you just went through. But I guess when you don't know any better, you don't do any better. You folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. Once again, I get frustrated about this type of stuff because, you know, I want better for the children and I'm thinking about the children. Okay? And like I said, I understand what it's like going through that with a small child. But you do what you got to do. Okay? Do whatever you have to do for that child. It's not about you anymore. You folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back on my foot on a devil's back.